Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Friday, August the 21st. Wanted to come on here, do a quick little pre-market prep for you guys. I do have to leave to catch a flight soon, but gonna do a quick little pre-market prep for you guys coming into this morning. Overall markets, as you can see, are rising here in the overnight session. Qs is currently bouncing off our key level support, which is at 710 on the QQQ. You can see the SPY is a little bit weaker. We did close underneath that 768 here. Overall markets are gapping up in the pre-market, so we'll see if there's any sort of rejection here off that 768 once again. Yesterday, as you can see, a little bit of rejection here off that 768 and ended up pushing towards the downside today. Similar level that we're going to keep an eye out for, which is that higher time frame key technical level. So with that being said, let's not waste any time. Let's pull up the economic calendar and we will get started here. All right, first things first. Yeah, with that being said, what's up, everyone? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, let me take a look at the economic calendar. We don't really have too much red folder news. President Trump is speaking later today. That is going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Currently, we still do have the ongoing war news that is kind of impacting the markets. We'll see if we have any more information over the weekend. Some other notable things that we have in the past couple sessions. Bitcoin has been rising nicely the past few sessions. Coin and a couple other names have had a nice bounce off our key lows. So as you can see, Bitcoin's back above 70,000. If we're looking at this on a weekly time frame perspective, in a really good technical area that we talked about, that previous kind of all-time high. As you can see, some buyers are stepping in. So what we would like to see now is the break back above 80,000 for a pushback towards upside. All right, with that being said, let's head on to the SPY coming into market open. So as I mentioned, the key technical levels that we have marked out is at 768. So yesterday, level of support turned into resistance for a flip back towards the downside. We just kind of maintained underneath the 768, which was also kind of that gap fill area plus our previous day lows. You can see kind of that rejection off this area, and then we push towards the downside. Pretty weak candle closure here on the daily time frame. We are currently gapping up. Right back into that 768. So the key level moving forward is going to be this 768. We can just draw this level right here, level of support, turn into resistance. If we want to maintain weakness in the markets, maintain underneath this previous day lows for continuation towards the downside. If we do get back above our 768, which happens to be that previous day highs now, we can see a potential flip back up and towards this 770. So the key technical levels that we have marked out is just going to be this 768, and that's going to be the level that we're going to keep an eye out for coming into market open. ES, the key levels that we have marked out, we kind of have that exact same level, plus we have the low that we kind of created all the way back from Thursday. We can just kind of refine this level here, but the exact level for the ES is going to be this level of support that turned into resistance yesterday for that continued push lower. If you want to see any sort of pushback towards the upside, we'd like to see the reclaim back above that 77.20. If we come up and reject off this level, then we can see a push right back down towards the lows. So the key level for the ES is going to be this 77.20. As for the QQQ coming into market open, let's take a look at the hourly time frame. So as you can see, this level is key, right? This is where we bounced from earlier into the month. And you can see now we're retracing back down into that 708. This is the level where we like to see the Qs make a double bottom and push back towards the upside. So you can see we bounced here earlier at this 708, previous level of resistance now turning into support. So moving forward, we're going to maintain a more bullish stance here on the Qs as long as you can maintain above this 708 here. If we do, of course, break underneath that 708, we are going to be a lot more cautious. Currently, you can see we are pushing above our previous day highs. We're trying to break back above a couple key levels here. So for the Qs coming into market open, The exact level that we can have marked out is going to be this previous day highs general area. We can actually just refine this. So this is our previous day highs. I actually like this level a little bit better. 715. You can see touch here, broke underneath, reclaimed another touch, and then yesterday that was our previous day highs level. So for today, if we can maintain above that previous day highs, we can see that potential push up in towards that 720 and above, break underneath that previous day highs, we can see a push right back down into that previous day close. So let's keep an eye out on that 715 coming into market open here on the Qs. I'm fairly neutral, at least coming into this week. You can see we're just kind of right back in between. Once we gap down into the bottom of the range yesterday, right in between the 715. So technically on the hourly time frame, we could build up these lower highs and still push back down into that 710. If you zoom out a little bit more, higher time frame wise, we could make this double bottom here on the higher time frames and push back towards the upside. If we do want to see confirmation longs, preferably now back above that 720, potential flip back towards the upside. Okay, for the NQ, the key technical levels that we have marked out, same thing here is that double bottom, which is that 29,200. You can see price came all the way back down into this area, and now we see some buyers stepping in right off that double bottom level. So for the Qs moving forward, as I mentioned, maintain above this level, continuation back towards the upside, preferably above that 29,700 for a flip here on the lower time frames. If the hourly time frame, we kind of build up these lower highs, we can see a push right back down into that previous day close, which will be that 29,300. If we take a look at the semiconductors here, which is the SMH, we are in a very key spot. Similar thing to the QQQ, we are bouncing exactly where we bounced from earlier into the month. So we came all the way back down into that 560. Now we like to see one of two scenarios. For some upside, currently we're above our previous day highs. We like to see it maintain above that for a push back up into that 580. If, of course, we break back underneath that previous day highs, we're going to see a push right back towards the downside. I'd like to see this daily higher low be built on the higher time frames. You can see we are forming now this potential kind of right shoulder daily gap here on the charts as well. This is a very key level for the SMH. Best case scenario, we maintain above this daily higher low for a push back towards the upside here for the overall semiconductors and the rest of the markets here. So the key levels coming into today here for the SMH, previous day highs, let's have this level marked out, 566. Hold above that level, continuation back towards the upside, above our pre-market highs, push back up into that 576 here as well. As for the IWM, this one came back down into our previous level of resistance. As you can see now, we like to see turn into support for that push right back towards the upside. So IWM, we are coming back into that key level, which is that 298. Other levels that we can have marked out here now is going to be that previous day highs. Coming into market open here for the IWM, maintain above our previous day highs, continuation towards the upside, break back underneath, we can see a push down in towards our previous day close. This one does have two gaps on the charts. So as you can see, we have quite a few gaps here on the IWM. Gap towards the upside, gap towards the downside. So we can fill this gap either way. If we maintain above that previous day highs, we can see that gap fill back towards the upside. If we break inside this gap, we can see a push right back down into that previous gap that we created now in the overnight session. All right, with that being said, let's head on to some tech names. If you guys do have any charts or any tickers you'd like me to go over, you guys can now drop them in the chat. If you guys are enjoying this so far, appreciate if you guys drop a like and sub. If you guys haven't joined the free daily watch list, that of course is in the description below as well. Good morning. What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Where are you flying to? I got to go back to Dubai. So heading over there for a while. Should be back in about a couple weeks to a month. But yes, as for the key levels that we have marked out, let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla is coming back into our key technical levels here today, which is that 350. So let's take a look at this one on the higher time frames. So the key levels that we have marked out, we have our 330s, we have our 350s on the higher time frames. As you can see, we have a couple reactions off that 350. Yesterday, we had what's called an inside bar day. So for Tesla here today, let's see if we can have continuation above our previous day highs. So we can mark out that previous day highs. And we also have that 350. Tesla, let's keep an eye on Tesla today. What going to be one of my main watches coming to market open. Longs above 350, longs above our previous day highs are in play. So I do like Tesla above our previous day highs for continuation. If you go into the hourly time frame, we are forming kind of this flat top break. So as I mentioned, we could see the potential bounce off our previous day highs are now above our 350 for continuation back towards upside. So let's keep an eye on Tesla for continuation today. As for AMD, this one is bouncing right off our low, which is that 460 earnings low. Now we like to see a potential mean reversion back towards the upside. Let's go into the 15-minute time frame. The key technical levels that we have today is going to be that 477.50. Maintain above that level. Potential continuation back up in towards that 490. So let's keep an eye on that previous day highs here on AMD coming into today. As for Nvidia, what are the key technical levels that we have marked out? You can see this one, it came all the way back into that 210. This is my higher time frame key level that I talked about. This is our previous level of resistance. Now we like to see turn into support for continuation back towards the upside. If you go on to the hourly time frame, the key levels that we have marked out, as you can see, is this 212. So multiple touches here, or sorry, this one came down in the pre-market, and buyers are stepping in here. It does seem like we had some news right in the morning, and buyers stepped in right off that 210. So for Nvidia, if we do want to see some upside here today, we'd like to see it back above our previous day highs. Above this 219 flip is in play for a move back up and towards that 220. If it does come up and reject, we could see a move right back down into that previous day lows. So key levels here for Nvidia is going to be that 219. Not really something I'm too interested in trading today, just because we had this move in the pre-market. We're kind of in between its previous day's range. There are a few tickers I like better than Nvidia for some upside, and it would have to get back above that 219 for me to be interested for a potential move back towards the upside. As for Apple, this one ended up pulling back later into the close that we had. Key levels that we have marked out is our 310. We also have that 315. So for Apple now, you like to see it build a higher low or now back above that 315 for continuation back towards the upside. Google right into our key spot. We want to see if buyers want to step in here off that 340. As for a few other tickers, Microsoft, we need it back above that 490 for continuation towards the upside. As for Meta, key technical levels that we have marked out is going to be that 550, reclaim back above for continuation towards the upside. As for a few other tickers, Amazon, so far buyers are stepping in here off that 256. We would like to see now the break back above that previous day highs. In this case, it is going to be that 264 along with that 262 for any sort of pushback towards the upside. Other names that we have, Netflix, we can now mark out that previous day highs along with our high that we created here on Wednesday. If we can break above our previous day highs, we can see continuation towards the upside. And then for SpaceX, this one did come back down into my higher time frame level, which is that 130. Keep an eye on that bounce off that 130, which in this case now is going to be that double bottom here for that pushback towards the upside. So keep an eye out on this 130 bounce for a pushback towards the upside. Key levels that we have marked out on SpaceX is going to be kind of this previous day highs general area. You guys can refine this level if you like, but we have our previous day highs, We also have our low on Wednesday. If we can reclaim back above that 138, we can be looking for that continued pushback towards the upside. As for a few other tickers here now, Palantir, we still want to see that break above that 176. As a couple of memory names bouncing here in the pre-market. So for MU, you can see this level of resistance now turning into support off that 920. What we would like to see here on MU is the push back up into that daily gap that we have created. So levels that we have marked out, we're currently above our previous day highs, maintain above that previous day highs, hold, push up in towards that gap, which is that 1010. As for SNDK, another one, keep an eye out on the break above our previous day highs. Not as bullish compared to MU, but back above that previous day highs for continuation. INTC, key levels that we have marked out is going to be our previous day lows and kind of this earnings key technical level here as well. But for INTC now, we just like to see it maintain above our 92 for any sort of push higher. Right, the break underneath that 92 flip, push right back down in towards that previous day close. Other names, we have MRVL. This one's pushing up nicely. Had news a couple days ago. Levels on the daily time frame is going to be, this is one of the major levels that we have on MRVL, which is at 250. This is the area that we broke down from originally. You can see the rejection, and now we're coming back up into that 250. If we can break back above, then we can see that continuation back towards the upside. So this is a news candle high here as well. Mark out that 248, maintain above this level, continuation back towards the upside here is in play. Previous day highs we can have marked out here as well. So with that being said, at least coming to market open, let's take a look at DRAM. You can see DRAM building up higher lows here on the daily time frame as well, trying to hold above this 56. This is our previous level of resistance. Now we like to see turn into support. This chart looks very similar to MU. So if we can maintain above our previous day highs, I would like to see now the hold above our previous day highs for a push back up in towards that daily gap that we have created. So that was the gap down that we had on Monday. Let's see if we can push back up into that 59.50 here on the higher time frames. So with that being said, let's go over the game plan coming into today. And then I'm going to get ready for market open. Key levels that we have marked out is going to be that previous day highs, maintain above that previous day highs continuation. As I mentioned, break back underneath. We're going to see that push right back towards the downside. SPY key levels is going to be that previous day highs. Let's keep an eye out on that 767 coming into market open here. As for the SMH, previous day highs marked out. What has been working out recently is just looking for names that have relative strength compared to the markets. We've had a little bit more kind of choppier price action during the New York session. So the best is identifying names with relative strength, right? Waiting for the first kind of 10 to 15 minutes to develop. Names that are strong, look to trade those. Names that are weak, you can look to short those towards the downside. Main watches today is going to be Tesla above our previous day highs. Let's keep an eye on Tesla above 350 along with that 348 for continuation towards the upside. So this is my main watch coming to market open. Let's keep an eye on Tesla break above our 350. We have a massive daily gap towards the upside. We also are back above this earnings gap here as well, forming an inside bar day. Tesla is one of my main watches for a pushback towards the upside today. So keep an eye out on Tesla. As for everything else, AMD above our previous day highs is in play. Nvidia above our previous day highs is in play. As for everything else, yeah, just really today, just maintain just keep an eye out on a couple key levels, right? Set alerts, and then once names that are showing a lot of strength, focus on those ones in itself. These are the ones that can run even if the Qs pulls back or kind of consolidates. You want to focus on names that are breaking out towards the upside. So Tesla's going to be my main watch coming to market open. Other names that I do like, MU above our previous day highs for a flip back towards the upside. So keep an eye out on this one here as well. And then for everything else, you can keep an eye out on names like that are Bitcoin themed. These ones have been pushing up nicely. Another gap up here on coin. Just maintain above our previous day highs for a bullish bias. And then for everything else, yeah, just keep an eye out on that previous day highs. That's going to be key. SK Hynix above our previous day highs, potential room back up and towards that 170. So that's what we have. Setting alerts, you just go into TradingView, you can click this alert button. Let's say for Tesla today, I want to see the break above that 350, right? Set an alert, and then you can see the alert is right here, and you can drag it, right? 352, you can set this alert for the break above. Now it's going to be this 351. So that's what we have coming into market open. Yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to get ready for market open here. I will try and get a video for you guys uploaded tomorrow on my second channel. And then this weekend, I have a good video coming out as well on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys all next week. All right, take care, everyone. Peace.